That's it for me. Thanks, everybody.
Let's give it up for DJ Mike Dukevich. Which seems like a really weird thing to do.
Thanks, Mike. All right.
Hey.
I'm going to welcome everybody here, and I'm going to be sort of your woman behind the scenes running here. My name's Jill Worm, and I direct communications for the library system. And before we go any further, I want to say thank you to Mike. And Mike, is there anything you want to say to us?
Just proud graduate of the school, happy to still be involved several years after graduation, and excited that everyone still humors me with my record hobby. So thanks for always asking me to do fun stuff like this.
And Mike, while you're here, don't you have a podcast that you run?
Well, I do. One Record Project is a thing I started a couple years ago, and it actually focuses on the lesser known musicians from this period of Detroit, 1960s Detroit. And a lot of the records you heard are actually artists that are still around and that I've tracked down to interview and kind of get an oral history from them because at best, a lot of them have become footnotes in kind of the Motown story, but they had really incredible careers in their own right. So I'm trying to tell their stories while they're still around because, you know, they're in their 80s, some of them. So One Record Project, I'll put a link in here if anyone wants to check it out.
Drop that in the chat for people. I think it'd be really cool.
Yep.
So thanks again to Mike. It feels weird to say round of applause because we can't hear it, but Mike, you know everybody is clapping for you.
Yes.
And with that, I would like to turn it over to our Dean John Cawthorn, who's going to welcome everybody here for real beyond just what I've just done.
Yeah, thank you, Jill, very, very much. And thanks for all your work. And Mike, it's been great to get the mood started right. This is a celebration, of course. So I'd like to welcome our alumni, our students and families to this first combined awards and recognition night. Obviously, the pandemic has brought changes to everything we do, including this event. But we here at CIS have been really proud, even before the pandemic, that we were able to connect, teach, and inspire all of our students and alumni to excel in an all online environment. So let's hear in the chat from CIS faculty who have joined us here tonight. Just a little thumbs up, an encouraging word, making connections with the students or alumni that you remember in your classes. I see they're starting right now, so that's good. Also, anyone here in the Wayne State University Library System, you can also give a shout out and say if you're a graduate of Wayne State's program. Now, despite the fact that 2020 has been a remarkable year, we also have been able to thrive with new opportunities available in this online space. We've used Zoom and Microsoft Teams to try and replicate our in-person experiences. We tried to clap for Mike. That was an experience, right? We didn't all do that, but that's okay because we're trying to be a great example of how we make these connections online. So current students, CIS alumni, let's hear from you in the chat. How are you doing? We're glad that you're here. Give us a thumbs up, a smiley face. And when our grads go out into the workforce, they're prepared for the challenges and opportunities of remote work, having gotten their education in the same place. Ultimately, this is a great time to be at Wayne State and in the School of Information Sciences program. We're needed now more than ever, I would say. And I'm honored and humbled to lead this school. And I'm just excited that our students and our alumni are all out there and we're meeting them more and more as I get out there. And I'm hoping we'll get out there in conferences too. Matt has done a great job at doing alumni events. So we hope to get back to that very soon. We are gathered in this online space today to honor, celebrate, and recognize a plethora of accomplishments. In a perfect world, of course, we would have the chance to articulate the individual contributions that each of you give towards the success of the School of Information Sciences. Each of you brings your own original story, important experiences, and a powerful voice and a unique perspective to our noble profession. Tonight, we're going to celebrate accomplishments, awards, and people. And at the end of the program, we'll raise a toast to everyone. So I hope you'll be able to stay with us throughout the program. And if you feel moved to recognize someone, please do. Even if you aren't expressly named tonight, we see you, I see you, and I thank you. And I am proud of the work you're doing to emerge as information professionals and leaders in today's challenging landscape. Things may look different, but I know you'll be ready no matter what, information warriors. Today we celebrate Ron Tang and Sandra Martin. Ron Tang was there as a faculty member when I was at Simmons University. And of course, Sandra Martin was just a wonderful, wonderful leader in Schiffman Library for many, many years. And she's coming in from, looks like outer space there. I tell you, I appreciate you making the long trip to be with us. Now I'm going to turn it over to Associate Dean Tom Walker, who will talk a little bit about what's happening in the school and also get the awards presentations underway. So Tom, over to you.
Well, thank you very much, John. And welcome to everybody. It was about a year ago that I went to my first Wayne State University graduation ceremony with John and maybe about 40 of the graduates and maybe 500,000 other people in the Fox Theater, which is one of the grandest of the palatial theaters from its era in downtown Detroit. Just an incredible place. Little did I know what would happen in the next year. So as I think about what's been going on for all of us, I think of all of you, I think of myself, and we all have families, whether we live alone or in a group or a large group. We all have issues that have to do with our health and the health of our families and loved ones. We have to balance all of those things with jobs or job hunting. And we also have to think about, as it happens, politics. It's been on everyone's mind recently too. And on top of that, a lot of you are dealing with managing schoolwork, especially right now, getting ready for the end of the semester. So it's time for hats off to all of you who are balancing all of those things all at once. I mean, we here at SIS have been in a similar situation. Our lives have been upended as well. I think we have an advantage over some people throughout the university because we've been online for so many years. Not just the faculty who have been teaching comfortably online and in innovative ways, but also the people who help the students with a variety of problems that might come up or orientations. I think specifically of our student services team, Jennifer Bondi, some of you might have worked with her, Matt Fredericks, and Megan Drulia. A lot of work goes on in that team, just incredible people. The projects that we work on help support the two major programs we have, the two master's programs, but we have some certificates that we've been working on too, and I've been happy to see progress in those as well. So it's a lot of things going on here, balancing our act as well as trying to understand how what we do fits in with the rest of the university. I think we've all become more and more familiar with platforms, the video platforms. We've been to conferences online, conferences that were once entirely face-to-face in different parts of the country or other countries are now being offered online. So we're working around that. It's a time of learning. I think a lot of us have been happy with some of the results. There are benefits that don't exist in a traditional graduation ceremony at a theater. So for instance, I can't do this at the Fox Theater so much, but it has been a challenge, and I'm happy to say that we've been pretty happy with some of the results. And I'm extremely lucky to work with very enthusiastic people and excited students. And one thing that I wanted to be sure to mention is that during this time of uncertainty, it's been a pleasure to see that students are getting interviews and that they are getting jobs. So while the jobs might be partly remote or entirely remote, that means that the interview process is also partly remote or all remote, but it's working. So I think if some of you have some thoughts about or worries about how that might play out, it seems to be something that everyone is going through, and with some success. So I'm very, very happy to report that. All right, well, let's move on with the program. I'm very happy to welcome our guests. We have maybe 120 or 130 people here tonight, including a lot of students. We have a good number of alumni. I see some former faculty members and a former dean, associate dean, or director of the library here as well. And I know we have some other administrators from throughout the university. So it's a big group. We also are extremely lucky to have a couple of distinguished professionals with us. I wanted to introduce them today, give them a chance to say a few words. The first person we would like to recognize is Sandra Martin. She is the recently retired library director of Schiffman Medical Library here at Wayne State. She is receiving the Professional Service Award. This award acknowledges Wayne State alumni and other individuals who have made significant and sustained contributions to the Michigan library community during their careers and have supported the School of Information Sciences. Sandra, would you like to say a few words?
I just want to say a very few words. First of all, thank you so much for this award. Now in this day and time, I look for little pills of happiness wherever I can get them. And I was so pleased because this was a great big pill of happiness that I got in achieving this award. I must say that as a graduate of Detroit Public School and a graduate of Wayne State University, as well as a graduate of the library science program, is indeed a triple honor to have received this award. And of course, when I was informed that I was going to receive the award, I did the librarian thing, right? So I went on the website, looked at who had received the award in the past, and looked at what this professional achievement award was all about. I saw that I'm in the list of some very distinguished people, and I'm very proud to be in that list and aware of the accomplishment of all the people that you have acknowledged so far. The other thing that came to me when I was informed of this award was that of receiving the award was to think about, well, what the heck did I do to receive a professional achievement award? And what I realized is that, what did I do to deserve it? And what I realized is that as many things happened in my past, I think what happened is that sometimes I was in the wrong place, but at the right time. Sometimes I was in the right place at the wrong time. Sometimes I was even at the wrong place at the wrong time, and I won't tell you about that. That's a whole other story. And then every now and then I was in the right place at the right time. And pulling all of those chances and opportunities together afforded me a chance to learn, to grow, and to achieve. And I'm so happy that hopefully those people who bestowed this award upon me and made the decision to give me this award saw those opportunities when I was in the right place at the right time. I thank you for that. I appreciate that. And I wish you all well in the coming years. You hang in there, everybody. It's going to be an interesting ride. Thank you.
Well, definitely time for applause for Sandra. There should be no surprise that you received the award. It's been an honor for me to get to meet you and work with you and visit you over at Schiffman, and it's been just a real treat. And I don't know you as well as many, many people here do, and I've heard just incredible things. So thank you very, very much on,
And
Thank
Tom,
you to everyone. Jill, don't talk. Jill, you can't
I
talk.
was just going to tell you how much everybody loves you in the chat. So, okay, I'll go
Okay,
ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead, Jill. You
Everybody
can tell-
loves you.
you
Check
can
the
tell
chat.
them.
That's all I
Thank
wanted to tell
Jill.
you.
Thank you, Jill.
all right. Well, thank you very, very much. We would next like to honor Rong Tang, who graduated in 1995. She's at Simmons University now, director of the IPI certificate program at Simmons, with connections to John Cawthorn and several others of us here. We've run across each other in such places as Palm Springs and Wuhan, China, and also at Elise meetings and so on. So it's a pleasure to offer this award to Rong Tang. The Distinguished Alumni Award is presented to a CIS graduate who has made outstanding contributions to the library and information science field. It recognizes those who have achieved distinction in the profession based on job performance, service, publications, or other relevant professional activity. So thank you very, very much for all of your contributions, Rong Tang. And we have a video that we'd like to play.
One moment, everyone. I'm seeing that we're not sharing sound, so I'm going to fix that for us.
You rock, Jill.
Hi, everyone. I am thrilled and feel extremely honored to receive the 2020 Distinguished Alumni Award from Wayne State University School of Information Sciences. Wayne State was the first starting place that I learned about our field, and I still remember Professors Dr. Linda Baker, Dr. Eileen K. Jacob, Dr. Borson Tsai, among others, who give me intellectual and professional inspiration. I remember people at Wayne State were friendly, encouraging, brutally honest, and recognizing and appreciating diversity. Wayne State was also a place where I got the opportunity to work as a research assistant for LIS faculty members and also a student assistant at Shipman Medical Library, which gave me the first-hand library service experience. Another thing I remember about Wayne State was its affordable tuition rate compared to other LIS schools. The affordability of the program and the opportunities working as an RA, SA made it possible for me to be able to learn at Wayne. Today's world is vastly different from the world we were in when I was studying at Wayne State. What I learned from WSU served as the root from where my passion, zest, and interest for the field grew. The more specialized and experienced I am in our field, the more committed and engaged I become to address emerging issues and challenges that we face. I strongly believe that paramount to the success and sustainability of our profession, we should lead and advocate for social justice, diversity and inclusion, community engagement, innovation, creativity, and combating infodemic. information services are taking on remarkably different shapes and forms during the pandemic than pre-COVID era. Now, more than ever, we are at the forefront of providing services to users of varying demands and needs, including helping with managing real-time pandemic data and supporting timely scientific discovery and social research. We need to be there, be it virtually or in person, for all our users. Wednesday was there when I needed intellectual and professional career inspiration. I hope that I have been there in the past 20 years for my students, colleagues, and the communities that I serve. Thank you. It's been truly an honor.
And now we can all turn our virtual applause for Dr. Rong Tang.
There we go. Thank you very much, Rong. I hope that some of the good experiences you had when you were a student resonate with all of us today. I think they do here in the new incarnation of the School of Information Sciences. So thank you very much for those very thoughtful words. Did you want to say anything in person? I know you're out there.
I just want to add to what I said. I really appreciate the opportunity to revisit with Wednesday people, my favorite people. I'm really appreciative of this opportunity to really think about my time at Wednesday, and really truly Wednesday is the starting point for me to be involved in this field. So I'm eternally grateful, and thank you very much.
Well, thank you. I mean, you are a true leader in the field, and we appreciate the contributions you've made to the field and as an alumna of the program. So thank you very, very much. Kim Schroeder would like to say a few words about the next honoree.
Thank you. I was very pleased to be asked to speak on his behalf for him and to honor him tonight. Nathaniel has been a stellar student, and he is receiving the Patricia Knapp Award tonight. For those of you that aren't familiar, the award is for a graduating student who has demonstrated a high level of scholarship and shows promise of success in a career in library and information service. The recipient shall be selected on the basis of demonstrated scholastic achievement, evidence of research capability, and professional commitment. So Nathaniel has more than met those requirements. In fact, he dramatically exceeded them. The faculty chose Nathaniel because he was viewed by so many of us as a student that shined beyond average. Whether from his archival coursework or his core MLIS classes, the faculty uniformly noticed his aptitude. We are lucky to have many bright and energetic students, but we chose him not just for his academics, but for his strength in leadership and in research. And that is true not only for himself, but for others. He was a strong student in the classroom and an officer for the student SAA group, but he was also an advocate for all of his fellow students. One example of this is when he contacted me about starting an archival mentoring program. I had wanted to do this for some time, but his email was a motivator for me to move this forward. He offered to assist and attended our kickoff meetings with alumni relations and joined us with our CIS staff, Megan Rehan, Drulia, and Matt Fredericks. The archival mentorship program is now in its third year and has served dozens of students. This is a shining example of forward thinking and leadership. As president of our SAA student group, He championed the charge to digitize a precious but underutilized collection at the Reuther Library, the Michigan Black History Bibliography Project. Working with Dr. Lewis Jones and Megan Courtney from the Reuther, they transcribed, digitized, and described this rich resource. He and Maddie Duggan then presented it at the National SAA Conference as a research poster. Through the work of the SAA team, student team, that collection is now online and open for research. While here, he also worked hard to expand his tangible skills. He managed to secure a position at the Reuther Library, and he also would reach out to underrepresented community collections in other ways, including writing a League of Revolutionary Black Workers for my class. So he wrote a report on that. For his practicum, he sought balance for his academic projects with corporate. And I placed him with one of my favorite collections at the General Motor Media Archives. He worked on an international publication called The GM World. And he worked to create that collection in a more accessible form. The practicum supervisor was so impressed with him that he even allowed Nathaniel to work directly with customers, which is not typical. That shows you the kind of confidence that Nathaniel built with his practicum supervisor. Nathaniel is also a history student, and I was honored to be on his defense committee for his master's research project. His work centered around his hometown, documenting the history of Albion, Michigan, and his intent was strong. It was to create better documentation and broader resources on the history of that community. Nathaniel, always polite and with a quick brain, is going to be a strong asset to our profession. He will not back down when he knows what is right, and I have no doubt that he will improve the field. Congratulations to Nathaniel from the Wayne State faculty. You definitely earned this.
Thank you very much, Kim. So I think a round of applause is warranted for him as well. It's great to hear. And thank you also for your mentorship of him. I mean, it's a challenge to deal with the current times, but it sounds like he has a lot of energy to do some very interesting and creative professional activities. So that's always welcome. And it's wonderful to hear about the contribution to his contributions to the Reuther and to the Detroit community.
And Tom Nathaniel's also here, if we could acknowledge him, if you'd like to step up and say a couple
great.
words too.
Yeah,
or
please.
even just wave.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Hope you can all hear me well.
Yes.
Setup I have here. All right, thank you. Yes, I think I should. Well, I feel very honored by this award. I was caught very off guard by it actually just a few weeks ago. And my thanks to School of Information Science and CIS faculty, and thank you so much, Kim, for those incredibly kind words. Thank you so much. I think I should probably provide some more context behind some of those projects that Kim mentioned. I was actually at the Society of American Archivists conference. I think that was 2 years ago in Washington, D.C., where I was actually sitting down with my counterparts from other SAA chapters from across the country. And we were just sort of pitching ideas to one another. And this idea for a mentorship program came up. And I knew that Kim would be the person to talk to back at Wayne State. And she told me that she had already had this on her radar. And we decided to, well, let's just get the ball rolling. You know, ideas are nice, but they only do good if you actually do it. So thank you to everyone who have participated in that and getting that moving forward. And also, as far as the Michigan Black History Bibliography Project, I should also say, and I think Kim also mentioned how there were many other students they considered for this award. And I should say that we are truly fortunate to have such an incredible group of people who I know will be doing incredible things for years, even decades to come. And we all have this incredible school and our incredible mentors here at School of Information Science to thank for that. So thank you, everyone.
Well, thank you very much for the words, Nathaniel. It's inspirational to hear those. And thank you also for actually, quote unquote, doing it. That's an important part, following through. So we all appreciate that. So congrats again. Thank you. As Dean Cawthorn said at the beginning, this is a complex event. It really consists of several different things, including 2 commencements and an award ceremony. So we have a lot of people who should be recognized. It's a pleasure to see so many names in the program. That's quite a few. I was thinking that if I took a sip of my beverage here after every name, it would be a really festive evening, but I'm not going to. So what I would like you to do is recognize yourselves by clicking on one of the emoticons. You can see under reactions, there's a button there on the Zoom site. So if you are a scholarship recipient, please recognize yourself by clicking on one of the emoticons under reactions so that we can recognize you all. So scholarship recipient, there you go. I see a couple. Great. Yeah, that's a lot.
And Tom, we've had such a nice turnout with so many people here. It might be hard to find everybody up there. Maybe as we introduce, recognize the grads, maybe they could all check in the chat.
In the chat, I think that makes sense. Yeah, I was just scrolling by. It does take a little while, but and it's a long list as well. So anyway, congratulations to the scholarship recipients. There are a bunch of you out there, and it's wonderful that the system allows for people to contribute to the university, set up endowed scholarships, and that students can benefit from them and enter the profession with a little support from outside. So thank you all very much, and congratulations on your scholarships. We have 2 groups of graduates, one from the spring-summer period and also from December. That's also a very, very long list. So please congratulate the graduates as well in the chat. It's an especially remarkable accomplishment at this time because of everything that's been going on. But still, we wanted to figure out a way that you could be recognized. So we will imagine you marching across the stage. In a way, though, this is even better because it's more intimate. As beautiful as the Fox Theater is, it's a gargantuan event. And this way we can see people at a more granular level. And once we're finished with the formal part of this event, we'll get a chance to spend a little time in a virtual reception. We can't have a real reception, of course, even though some of us might be prepared, but at least we can interact in some ways in the chat area. So once again, congratulations to all of the graduates. Truly a tremendous accomplishment for all of you. Best wishes in your jobs and in your job hunting. So congratulations. Here we go.
Yeah, I think we're all taking a minute to read some things through the chat before we move on to the last segment.
Yeah.
For the person who wishes you had an air horn, we do too. It's a lot of pressure, Tim. So I think we're probably ready to move on to the unboxing event. Does that sound good, Tom?
That sounds great.
All right.
I'm all ready.
Cool. Okay, so just a little background on how we decided to do this. As John said, when we opened up the program today, everybody's got some Zoom fatigue, and it's a really hard way to do an event online and make it sort of interactive. And and this is, I'm kind of going to use this opportunity to thank my team of putting this together, which was Sarah Freeman and Megan Drulia. And like we were bouncing all these ideas off of each other of like, what can we do to bring this into people's homes? And Megan actually pointed out, she's like, what about like those unboxing videos that people do for kids? She's like, maybe adults would want to do that. And we're like, we would want to do that. Let's give it a try. Like, at this point in time, we're trying ideas. If they don't work, we try new ideas. So with that in mind, we decided we could just get some swag together, send it to you guys. I'm going to tell you right now, nobody's got a car in there. We're not winning anything like that, but there's some fun things. We did some cool stuff. And I do want to call out our award winners. We sent them some special gifts. Could you just give me like a wave of a hand that you acknowledge you got it even? Or if you have your award in front of you, you want to hold it up, I wouldn't be mad about that either. Oh, I see Nathaniel reaching down to grab it. So we sent those out too. So I'm going to do a hokey countdown and hope that it works. And then we could all open up our gifts together. And then maybe we're going to call people out just to kind of show off what you got. So bear with me. I'm going to share my countdown screen.
All right.
And open. And also major kudos to everybody who didn't open this early. Thank you. Are there any grads who want to kind of show off some of the stuff they got? We did do some different packaging for the grads and for everybody, but the grads in particular all got a group of things. I'm calling on you with the robes over here. I'm going to put you in the spotlight. Can you show us what you got? You're muted. Can you unmute yourself?
Hi. We have a beautiful shirt, class of 2020. What is a lunchbox? A planner, complete with everybody's favorite Post-it notes. And fantastic stickers.
Cool. Thanks for sharing.
And the pin.
Oh yeah, the pin.
That is what I have. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
And
congratulations.
Thank
that's
you.
that's a lovely hat, by the way.
Thank you. When else am I going to wear it?
Did anybody else get anything in particular? I know Sarah Freeman, you're here too. What are some of the other things that were in the box that people might find? I know we had some books from University Press and some other stuff like that.
I got a really cool book about architectural sculpture in Detroit, which is awesome.
Yeah, thanks to the press for donating those books to share with our people.
And lots of Wayne State swag.
Cool.
Awesome.
Well, of all things, thank you everybody for holding on to your package if you did. Like that was the biggest achievement of all, so I appreciate it. And with that, I'm going to turn it over back to Tom, where we're going to do the closing and get your glasses ready. If you have to leave the room and come back, we're going to do the final toast, and then we're going to open up the floor for people to either chat in the chat or talk in the talk and go from there. Tom?
All right. Well, thank you very much for everything, Jill. It was a wonderful event. It's difficult to reproduce the look and feel of a graduation ceremony, especially at the Fox Theater in Detroit. It's a magnificent event, but it's thrilling that all of you came to this event tonight, and I wanted to hoist a drink in all of your honors. just to congratulate you all for your achievement for the profession, for the work that you've done in school and everything along the way. So cheers to you all and congratulations. Great. Yeah, we should do this more often. Now, one thing that we can't do is hold a reception exactly, but I'm certainly willing to have conversations with people here. People can contribute to the chat feature of Zoom as well. But I'm looking forward to hearing from some of you in person if you want to speak, share stories, tell about something that happened during your time either here or in the job hunt or somewhere along the way. So please feel free to join a conversation.
Well, for everyone who got a Sis Yeti, it also fits a can. So you can, it's dual purpose. And congratulations to everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. It's been really fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Rong. It's been a pleasure having you here. And I'll see you at a conference in the future, hopefully very soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Someone in the chat asking where we can purchase a t-shirt. Marilyn, which t-shirt were you talking about? We had a few different ones in there.
Hi, actually, I noticed somebody had a sweatshirt on that said Wayne State School of Information. Looked really cool. I can't remember who now.
Well, we didn't give that away, but so we can find out.
No, I know, but do you know if you can get them? Do you know?
The bookstore is not open right now, but I do believe you can shop online at our bookstore. So they might be there because I think that's the only place they're licensed to sell them. So check out Barnes and Noble online and see. I think right now too, they're offering like a 25% off like specials to have people order online since they can't be open. So it might be a good time to buy.
Yeah, very cool. Good.
And we've also done pop-up shops before too with the Sis, you know, for Sis hoodies and Sis fleeces, but it's been about a year since we've done that.
And we did do the t-shirt earlier this year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's that.
My shirt's one of the pop-up ones.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
It says the School of Information and it has Information Warrior on the back. That was 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I think.
So we should do that again.
I was gonna say maybe it's time to do another one.
Yeah.
Does anyone know if there's going to be a future in-person ceremony? If I almost have like, do we know if there's a future in-person anything? Like hopefully, you know, I think that's the goal, but I think we probably, at least from our conversations, we've talked about doing something like this anyway, since we are an online program and it kind of allows for more people to come in and out. So my guess would be, we do some sort of a dual component sort of thing, but yeah, we're going to try to do some different stuff.
So Jill, this is Sandra Martin. And really quickly, I just wanted to say to you and Tom, great. And all of your people who are working with you, great job, really creative. I can always count on you to be creative and different. And now that I think about it, Jill, like every now and then I miss sitting next to you at a meeting and thinking about how much development we can get into. But I'm wishing you all the best. And thank you, Tom, for this award. And you guys, it's going to be a whole different world. So we'll need all the creativity and thought that you can come up with, because it's going to be a real different way of thinking about things. So thank you again. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, Megan Hockler just said how much she loves your cat collar, and I was about to say the exact same thing. So I want to.
I have one with a little red on it too. Oh, I have one with peacocks on it. Oh, they're just great.
So are you enjoying your retirement? Like, what do you, I mean, to ask you what you're doing during a pandemic probably is less fun of an answer than I would typically get, but
the main thing is timing is everything. So I timed my retirement just just when I don't have to go into work. So this work, that part of it is good. And then the ability to be able to stay away from as many people as I possibly want to.
You know, it's funny. I remember when you were about to retire and I said, well, what are you going to do when you retire? And you're like, and you told me this great story. It was, I think it was about either your grandma or your aunt. And you're like, you know, every time it snowed, we would just get in our pajamas and drink hot cocoa all day. And somebody actually asked, did Sandra RSVP for this? I'm like, well, I know she's coming because it's snowing and she's going to be inside in her pajamas. So like, she's not going anywhere.
Exactly. And so I've got plenty new pairs of pajamas, and with the holidays coming, I'll get some more, and I'll just sit around and make soup and stew and cocoa, and then roll on out the door in the spring after I have my COVID shot.
Well, I'm glad you could come, Sandra. It was good to see you.
Good seeing you. Take care.
Well, you take care too, and thank you very much. And timing is very important. And I remember I corralled you before you retired for some help with medical librarianship education advice. So we'll have to collect on that. So, so you're not home free.
I'm not home free just yet. Okay, you got me. I'm a person of my word. So just see, I was in the right place at the wrong time. But okay. You take care. Happy holidays, everyone.
Thank you so much for coming. Bye-bye.
Someone in the chat pointed out that the bookstore doesn't have sis stuff. So I think that's probably a good opportunity for us to do another pop-up. So thanks for letting us know. And as long as there's an interest, we can definitely do it. We got a nice turnout for the t-shirts, and now that it's cold, we may as well do some sweatshirts or something. That seems like a good idea.
And I did mention in the chat, the university is going to be holding a virtual commencement on December 15th. So all the information about that is at commencement.wayne.edu. They also have virtual cards that you can send. They're going to be having a video specifically for the CIS graduates. So definitely check that out. Even for the alumni, everyone's kind of invited to participate and join in on that.